Hello guys, welcome back to Scanty Explores, and this is Latif. If you've been watching us for a while, you could see that there are a lot of interesting, entertaining and mysterious stories on our channel. But this content you're about to watch today is more than a content. Imagine yourself not being able to communicate orally with your loved ones. Imagine yourself not being able to listen to your favorite music.
How do they listen to music?
And imagine yourself having to communicate to people with signs or with writing. Today, Scanty Explores, we find ourselves in Adamorobe, a community which is known as the deaf community in the eastern region of Ghana.
Have you one way or the other inquired about the background of the deaf people in this community?
When I went a little deeper, they wanted to tell me, they wanted to say spiritually.
I don't want to preempt my data as to what is happening and what is not happening.
What is one unique thing that you have noticed about the deaf people?
Their ladies are very intelligent, even the men. They are very intelligent. I tell you what some of these ladies can do.
Okay.
Our women who can speak and things cannot.
They say in the community, they don't allow deaf people to marry deaf people in the community. You hear something like that?
Yeah, and they say if the deaf marry the deaf,
okay,
they will born
deaf. Okay.
Deaf. Yeah, that's why.
Nobody deal like disability apart from deaf.
Yeah, sure.
Today, we dive deep into a life that you and I don't fully understand. A life of a deaf person. Imagine going about your daily activities without being able to utter a single word, and you have to communicate through signs. Join me and let's explore this community. Guys, we are almost at the community of Adamorobe, and this is the road that leads to the community. As you can see, it's not a very good road. It's very, very dusty. Because of the road, we have to spend about a 2-hour drive from Accra to get to this community. We are the community of Adamorobe, as you can see, and you can see that the place is very serene and then very, very quiet. We're told that the deaf people are hard to come by because it's Sunday and most of them are at church. But wait, if they are at church, how do they understand the sermons of the pastor? How are they able to communicate with other people in the church? Because of where the church is located, our car will not survive the road. We have to park it and pick up some motorbikes.
Before we go into the story of Adamorobe, if you're in the diaspora and you want to relocate to Ghana, or you're thinking of moving back to Ghana, let me introduce to you this real estate platform, www.listingsprogh.com, a website that has been created to make relocating easier for diasporans and then expatriates who are living outside Ghana. So if you want to move back to Ghana and you need a trusted website or a page that is going to help you make relocating easier, I introduce to you Listings Pro GH. Their number is on the screen. You can reach out to them, and trust me, as we have advertised on Scanty Explores, they are going to assist you to make your relocation back to Ghana very, very easy. Now let's go back to the story of Adamorobe.
Guys, the means of transport here is mostly Okada. I think that's the business that most of the young people in this community do. So we are using this to scroll through the community, and then we are trying to explore, find out, discover some of the interesting stories in this particular community. You say, what be the name of this place?
Adamorobe.
Adamorobe. You know the meaning?
I first know that. Pineapple.
Okay.
This is why you should support our travels. These are the adversities, these are the difficulties we face when we go to get these kind of stories for you guys. Supporting our travels is one way of keeping this journey going. This is what you can do to help us to bring to you more of these stories. So you know what, if you are watching me right now, the number is on the screen or you can go to the description for our PayPal and our bank details to support our travels. This will be appreciated and this will be an honor. You can see how everyone is eager to know what these people are doing in the church. I'm sure you are asking yourself, how are they able to understand the sermon? How they dance to these church songs? Don't worry, we got you covered. Join us. Yes, so we finally got to the church, and you know what? We got here a bit late because of how bad the road was. We had to ask permission or seek permission from the elders of the church to be able to interact with some of these deaf people. Engaging these people was quite interesting and quite fun, and you won't believe how they live their daily activities.
Alright guys, so we just got here. It's a Sunday church service. We were supposed to join them for service, but we arrived very late. But God being so good, we have the head pastor for the church here. He's going to let us know probably engagement with them. How does it feel like? Communication, is it a barrier? And how long have you been doing this?
I warmly welcome all of you to Seduasi. For the deaf people in Ghana here, we have a pastor whom we have trained to be the deaf pastor. He was ordained last year. So he is helping in the sign language.
What's his name?
So his name, Reverend Kofi. Yeah. Apoh. Yeah. Okay, Anama. Yeah, Anama.
That is how they pronounce their names.
No, he has the way, this is their sign name. He's spelling his name right now to me.
Okay, he's spelling his name.
He's spelling his name. So after that, everybody has a sign. Name has a sign. Please sign your name. Yeah. So that's how to sign his name. You see, so this is it. So if you do this, another person knows that we are talking about him. But first of all, if you meet a person new, then first he must sign and finger spell his name.
Okay.
So now you know.
What is one unique thing that you have noticed about the deaf people?
Their ladies are very intelligent, even the men. They are very intelligent. I tell you what some of these ladies can do.
Okay.
Our women who can speak and things cannot.
Okay.
The kind of intelligence they can display.
So they are very intelligent.
Most of them you saw here, they can read very well and understand. The only thing is that they will have to sign it.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very intelligent. I think in the community, there is one thing. If you are deaf, even though you are among 1 million people, you are still lonely.
Okay.
You know why? Because you don't hear anything.
Okay, so you don't know what is going on.
Yeah. They hear with their eyes. That is why they do signing.
Okay.
And some of them feel that among themselves, when they meet, they are proud. If you give them audience and you let them feel there, you make them feel like they are also human. They feel
they are
proud,
okay.
They are happy.
Okay.
That others also think that, well, because we are different from these people, they circulate themselves a bit. But one of the things they think about us is that those of us who speak well, we are liars. We don't speak the truth. They don't trust us. The deaf never trust this.
Okay.
Normal.
All right, so guys, one honest truth about being a content creator that no one ever tells you about is travel content creating is expensive, and the only way that we are able to fund our travels is by working with brands. So we are calling on any brand out there, organization or real estate company that would want to work with us to send us a mail at skantyexplores@gmail.com or reach out to us. The number is on your screen. Let's push your brand to a wider audience.
There is also people who have learned the sign language. So as I'm communicating on the pulpit, people are also signing for the deaf to be able to understand what I'm communicating out. So that is how we've been interacting.
You schooled, like to know, to be familiar with the languages?
Yeah, I did linguistics in Legon. So
Okay, but as a teacher, how does he get to interact with his people? How has communication been with his people?
Okay. Okay, thank you and welcome. Yeah, we're happy that we are here for this interview. Yeah. Okay. So he's the lead pastor at Adamorobe Deaf Church. Yeah. A lot of them there are not educated, especially the elderly ones. So that's where the main challenge is here, communication. So himself, even though they are deaf, but they have to also learn the sign language as the international sign language or the Ghanaian sign language, but they don't know. So that's also been the issue.
There's something that I want to know, right? This is something I want to inquire. Are they, excuse my language, right? Are they deaf and dumb? They can't speak, they can't hear? Or we have some that they can't speak but they can hear? Is it something like, do we have something like that? Or it works hand in hand?
He said that first before I continue. No, he's supposed to correct that. Now we don't use the word dumb because dumb means stupid.
Okay, my bad.
Not stupid. So it's better you use words like mute because they can't speak, and I think that is those. Yes, and it is true that they have some people who can, all of them can't hear, but they can speak. Yeah, they're speaking, they can. Yeah, some also 1 year they can hear, but the other year is that one is closed. They can't hear in that. Yeah, so they can speak. Some people also use hearing aid. Hearing aid. Yeah.
Okay.
So if they use that, they can. But if they take it out, they cannot hear. So all these categories are there. Yes. And please, it's reminding again, please, we stop using the word dumb.
Dumb, okay.
Yeah, I remind that to them.
But how, excuse my language again, how were you able to differentiate the mute and dumb? He can't hear me.
Yeah.
So when I said it, how was he able to know that I said dumb? And he's asking me to say mute.
Because I signed it to him.
So you can do, what's the sign language for dumb? Excuse my language.
This dumb.
So mute is what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this instead of this.
Yeah,
all right.
instead of that.
I want to ask this. They listen to music because they said they perform during sermon today, right? How do they listen to music?
Okay, he said that it is not the same as the hearing people. Okay, he said that taking out those hard of hearing who can hear a little, taking out those who use hearing aid, the complete deaf person, he has the music in his heart. Yeah, he can feel it. Maybe sometimes through vibrations. Yeah. Other methods. Yeah. So let's go. But regarding those people who have the hearing aid and other aspect, they can hear the music like the hearing person. Okay. Also, if you teach them the way the song is beforehand, yeah, they have the idea how the pattern of the work, the song is going, so they can feel all that. Yeah. But if without that training, also it's more difficult for them to relate to.
Does he have a favorite song?
What a friend we have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So there's a newly wedded couple in the community that they says one is probably, I'm not supposed to use deaf. I'm supposed to use mute, right? So mute. So we are going to the mission house where they are lodged, and it's apparently it's a white man that came all the way here to marry. We are going to see them and then engage them in a conversation. There's a teacher with us, so we have the teacher we have an interpreter, we have some members from the church that have also joined us. So that is the mission house. As you can see, we are going there to just engage them in a conversation. How does it feel like for someone who is able to speak get married to someone who can't speak? How is conversations like? What exactly it feels like married to someone who can speak and you can speak? Join us, let's go.
They really, so they are.
All right, guys. So yes, unfortunately, probably they are newlywed couple, and they need to relax and have time for themselves. So obviously, we are not having the time to get access to them, but we'll do our best. Probably subsequently or anytime that we visit this community, we'll try to engage them in the community. All right, guys. So we are still in the community, right? When we got here, we discovered that not everyone is deaf in this particular community, because there are a lot of people. As you can see, people are talking, kids are having fun, people are playing. So it's not everyone that is completely deaf in this particular community, as is reported online. But when they are born, right, are they born with the language? They have to school to learn the language?
So okay, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, many people think that if you give birth to a deaf, you just automatically know how to learn. No, that's not true. You have to go like the way we learn any language, to learn that even if it's deaf, before you be able to be proficient in the language. Yeah.
A big challenge, right? Okay. As someone that you can't hear,
yeah,
your whole existence, yeah, in your life, you can't hear anything. How does it feel like? That I am talking to you now, he can't hear anything. Yeah. Everyone is singing, he can't hear anything. How does it feel like?
He said this is good. That's why he says that we should stop using the word dumb. Okay. Because people think that if you can't hear, meaning is equivalent to being dumb. No. Okay, no. You know that God make us that way. We grow up, we also go to school, and then we do everything. So me being a deaf, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be depressed about it. God knows, and then He makes it that way. He gave me sign language, so I feel okay about it. Yeah. So, and I go to school, I'm educated, and I do this, so how can I be down ourselves? If they are getting more ways to be down.
When it comes to the job market, and they are searching for jobs, right? Do they face challenges before when they want to get a job?
So, yeah, I'm very glad for this question. Yeah. He said yes, they face challenges, but initially they face even bigger challenges than now, because no school, no training. Yeah, people do not regard the deaf so much, but now their school, they have Mampon Deaf School. They teach them tailoring, they teach them carpentry, they teach them how to be teachers, and then other professions. Yeah. So, for example, him. Yes, but he has learned. He's a welder. Yes, he can weld. Yeah. He knows how they can do a professional job for you. So he has learned it even before starting his pastoral. Yeah.
As a father, has he? I don't know this. I'm just trying to be like a student that have zero idea about this, right? Is it that when you are deaf, his children, are they?
If you are deaf,
like his children, are they the chance? Is there a probability that a deaf person gives birth to a deaf person?
Say no, not at all.
No, so he has children.
Yes, he said deaf give birth to hear a lot. Yes. Yeah, for example, myself, I'm deaf. Okay, saying that, for example, my grandmother, for instance, she is hearing. She gave birth to me who was deaf. And I am deaf, I give birth to my children who are here. So some people are hearing when they are kids, but they grow up at a certain age.
They can't hear
anymore. They became
we have people like that?
Yeah. Some people 1 month, some people 20 years, many, a lot of them.
Do you know the background story of the deaf people in this community? Have you ever inquired?
I've never inquired, and apart from people telling me that community,
okay,
they
that
do give
Adamorobe.
birth to. And when I went a little deeper, they wanted to say spiritual, and I don't know how to understand spiritual.
Okay.
So some of the houses, you can get the mother and the father who can speak very well, but
okay.
maybe one child is deaf and the others can also speak.
Okay.
Many people will not want to actually say what it is, because but some may also be willing to tell you that. But because, Master, you can speak, your wife can speak.
Yeah.
You give birth like 5 children, 3 can speak well, 2 cannot speak.
Right.
So they attribute it to spiritual effect.
Actually, I heard that there is a community where if you go there, a lot of the people there are deaf and dumb. I am yet also researching to know why that particular place is designated for the deaf and dumb. So I'm on my process, and I don't want to preempt my data as to what is happening and what is not happening. Maybe at the end of it or analysis, when I analyze, it might not be the root cause.
If I see him now, I don't know he's deaf, right? So when they go out and they are in a Trotsky or they want to buy, and the person they are speaking to is not deaf, is communication sometimes difficult for them?
Okay. So you're saying that if that communication is a problem, yeah. So usually what they do is that some places like that, they write the place,
okay.
the name of their destination, and then they'll show it to people.
Okay. Okay.
So that it will be easier for them to go there. Okay. Yeah, so if there's no people over there, they will write it as though
okay,
just
so for them
the name of the place there, and they show it to them. If anyone who understands, they get a lot of people if it is stored.
Okay.
Where they are going. Yeah. So if they write it, and sometimes if they are lost, they show it to the people where they are going.
Okay. So it means they don't necessarily have to work with interpreters. They can just get people with writing.
You say no. We don't. Yeah.
But one thing that I'm thinking, right? They can't speak. So if I say go to school, if you can't speak, how do you write it? Like, I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You can't speak. So let's say I say initially I'm supposed to go to the market. You can't speak. You see, English is very difficult. Initially, someone can advance that word, like in a very big, like ambiguous statement. So if you can't speak, when you are writing, what are you trying to? I don't know if I'm making. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Let me let you answer. I get what you He said because right now they go to school, so they understand that they can.
So they learn the English that we study.
Yes. Okay. They say if we go to school, we learn the same English as them. So that one day for them writing it is easy for them. However, there are others who have not been to school, as he said earlier. Yeah, for them they can get someone to help them, or they should know the exact location they are going in for.
I have some few questions I still want to ask. Right? Do they feel left out in the society? What does he think like society needs to change about them?
Okay. See, please consider the deaf that they can work. Don't consider them weak just because of them being deaf. Yes, you know that. If there are work that you know that you can use it, if it is not hearing, and then you know that then the deaf can do it. So help them, but without the support, of course the hearing have to support the deaf. For without the support, then consider them weak. They will always feel left out.
I want to learn one language.
Okay.
What's the easiest, like one sign language? What's the easiest thing to learn?
To learn?
Yeah.
Do this. Yeah. Yeah. This is
Ice cold. Masha.
No, that's love. I love you. That's it. This is it.
So if they want to propose to a lady,
Yeah.
I love you, how do they say it?
So this, if you do this is just a simple way.
Okay, this so.
But this is casual, you know. Even after talking, and then you want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
To people,
So if I want to
just
advance it for the girl.
That's the way. That's how we did it.
Okay.
This way. Yeah. So
Marry me. How do we do it? All right, guys. I'm sure probably I've asked some of the questions that you would want. If there is any more question, probably drop it in the comment section. We are still in the community. We'll get those questions answered for you guys to. So they communicate on television using subtitles. That's how they communicate on television using subtitles. They watch television.
Yeah.
So the only way they understand is through subtitles.
This okay? Let him do it. Let me see. Yes, he said if subtitles are there, or an interpreter is also there. Both, that's how they get to understand it.
We are limited with interpreters on most of our reality shows on telly. It means that it's like a challenge for them.
So he said, okay. He said, no problem. If you don't have interpreter, okay. Yeah. Okay. He said the association there, if you need an interpreter, they will be glad to help you. You get a volunteer who will even help that if you really need an interpreter.
One last thing.
Okay.
If they have government support, as a teacher, what is one thing they will ask for?
Yes, he's saying they're going back to the job issues that we have. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we should train them to a specific job. And if you do that, the person will be well versed in that job and will do it very well. Yeah, so that they will not be left out. Yes. But without that support, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult for them. Yeah. Sometimes some people will go on the street, you see them begging just because they are deaf. That's not a good life to live at all. Work is better. It's a better option, and that's what he wants for the future.
All right, I want to say a very big thank you to him. That's how people do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for assisting us. We are so glad to have you. Thank you very much.